was sitting there, I was digging through some stats, and I came across some fun ones. So we're going to go ahead and quiz you guys. Now, when it comes to these stats, they're assembled by, the points are assembled by DraftKings. So there's 49ers, right? The 49ers actually hold 6 of the 8 highest scores when it comes to individual players putting up fantasy points. That's in the history of the Super Bowl. So Rice has 3 of them. Can you guys name the other 3 players that have those highest scores?
Joe Montana.
Let's see. We have Joe Montana is number 7.
Steve Young.
Steve Young is number 3.
Roger Craig.
Roger Craig. That's it.
I missed a question.
Well, we got it for you, buddy.
Dude, I'm shocked you guys got the Roger Craig one.
What? Roger Craig was
come on.
Stud.
1985. But he nailed it. So I put it up on Twitter.
I was like
ago,
70
nobody
in
said Roger
1985.
Craig.
It was like
I was negative 12, and I still got that one right.
Yep. Were you actually? What year were you born, Jacob?
I was born in 1997.
Oh my God.
But I still was able to nail Roger Craig after you doubted me.
Okay.
That's why I have this mug right here beside me that says first place Winnipeg Trivia Challenge 2014 presented by the Alzheimer's Society, which is the funniest sponsorship of all time that the Alzheimer's Society would sponsor a trivia competition.
Yeah, I don't know how I would feel about that. Let me ask you this real quick, Jason.
You wouldn't be able to remember for a long. So
gee, I would never do that. Let me just ask a quick question though, because Bob's older than all of us somehow. Is Roger Craig like the forerunner of the full 3 down back? Like, is he the Godfather?
He was Marshall Faulk before Marshall Faulk was Marshall Faulk. I mean, the 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving. Marshall Faulk took that to a new level, or the next level, pretty much just as an integral part of that offense for the Rams, the greatest show on turf. Also, I mean, he was pretty good in Indy too, but yes, he was that original guy that if you had him, but that was before we played, PPR leagues, right? There was just standard scoring. So you couldn't actually leverage all the receiving goodness that he brought on, but production still mattered, and he far outproduced many other backs of his time.
Dark time in our history.
It was like that was like early. That was pretty early on. I first started playing in 1986, so he was a thing.
It was right before that. He might have been the 101 that following year. So my next question for you guys.
Wait, there was fantasy football in 1986?
There was fantasy football in 1963.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dude,
what a night.
You need to learn about the history of this game that you love, my friend.
Wow.
Right.
I got to be honest, I don't have a single column for 1963 on my spreadsheet.
It's a pretty interesting story. It was like a bunch of guys associated with the Oakland Raiders, the greater.
How can I even say if breakout age is real if I haven't back tested in 1963?
It's a fact.
Go to Encyclopedia Britannica online. Just look it up, my friend.
Okay, is there a yards per route run page in it?
There is not.
No, there was not.
All right, trivia question number 2.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has finished how many times in the top 25?
Of what?
For Super Bowl, Super Bowl points put up, according to DraftKings scoring. How many times has Tom Brady finished in the top 25 of all time?
How about each of us comes up with our own guess here?
I'm going.
I want to beat these people's asses.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say 5.
Okay. See, Bob kind of undercut me because I was going to go with 4, but then that kind of leaves me really no wiggle room.
It's entirely possible you have a 3-piece wiggle room there.
I am going with 4 because Tom Brady actually wasn't very good in a couple of those Super Bowls, even though we like to pretend that he's the greatest thing that ever happened to life.
Well, it was low scoring in the Rams game. It was low scoring in the Eagles game. I think he got there in the Carolina win. He would have got there in the Atlanta win. Not in the Rams win, the second one. He would have got there in the Eagles loss. And I'm trying to think of any other ones where he would have got there. Oh, the Seahawks loss, I don't think so. Or Seahawks win. And then the 2 Giants losses, no. So I'll say 3.
The answer is 1 time. 1 time.
Oh, well, I was closest.
He finished 17th in the Eagles' loss, and that was his
Okay.
highest scoring one. He had finished at 26, so that was borderline. You can consider that for the Atlanta one. And then you have to go all the way down to 33 for 2015 up against Seattle.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Nice. So
They must have
Tom
scored
Brady.
a bunch of rushing touchdowns in 03 or whatever that was, because they put up 32 on Carolina. That's interesting.
Tom Brady just riding the coattails like he always does. Anyway.
All
Yeah,
right.
what a
So,
loser.
how many times has a pass catcher caught 2 touchdowns in a Super Bowl over the past 10 years?
10 years?
10
Okay.
years.
10 years. How many times has a pass catcher caught 2 touchdowns in a Super
Hold on.
Bowl over the past 10 years?
I need to Google this. Hold on. I don't remember it ever happening, but also I have short-term memory loss.
Last 10 years, I don't think it's happened.
Yeah, I'll go once.
Maybe once.
I think James White actually did it.
He's a pass catcher.
I think of Jeffrey. If he had a second one, I know he had the one big one. I'll say 2. I'm gonna overcut these guys. I'll say 2.
Corey Clement. How many did Corey Clement have in the Super Bowl?
Well, I think he had multiple touchdowns, but I think one of them was running.
Now I'm going 3. I'm breaking away from the pack.
It's happened twice.
Yes!
And
Let's go!
Rob Gronkowski's
Let's
done
go.
it both times.
Okay, wow.
No other player's done it over the past 10 years. All right. You guys
So
wanna
did he do that in a loss against the Eagles?
He did it, against the Buccaneers? Hold on, I don't have that up right now. Give me 1 second. So he has it up against the Eagles. Yep, against the Eagles once.
In a loss, right?
And then up against Kansas City last year.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah,
when he won people a bunch of money that took that that spread. So, all right, you guys want to do one more?
No. Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
please. I'm winning, and I'm going to continue my domination of these fools.
All right, let's go with how many running backs have finished with over 20 fantasy points in the past 5 seasons?
Okay.
In the Super Bowl. Not in general.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl.
2. But also maybe 3.
We'd love to.
No, because there's Lenny Fournette,
I'm going to say
Corey Clement.
Why did you send me a Britannica?
It would have been Lynch if they handed the ball off to him, but we don't want to get into that.
I'm going to say 4. I'm going to say Leonard Fournette against the Chiefs, Damian Williams against the Niners, James White or Corey Clement against the Patriots. And then, no, the James White one is too far back, I guess. So not that one. 17, no one in 18. 19.
I'm going 3. Just pick a number.
3.
Yeah, I also agree with 3. It's unfortunate.
It's 4.
Oh!
Devonta Freeman.
Oh
my gosh.
He hit 20.1. And he was the only one that did not have a receiving touchdown out of those players.
That was less than 5 years ago.
It was exactly 5 years ago.
When they blew that lead. Jesus.
It was exactly 5 years ago.
No,
so the takeaway from this trivia game has been pay attention to Super Bowl fantasy more so than I have, as I just stare blankly at my DraftKings screen and go, where's my money?